Most people think fat loss has to be hard, grueling workouts, hours in the gym, and diets that feel like punishment. But what if I told you the simplest, most overlooked movement? Walking might just be the hidden trick your body has been craving. Today, I'm going to show you why walking isn't just about steps. It's about unlocking a fat-burning state that's been hiding in plain sight. Here's the mistake most people make when it comes to fat loss. They think harder is always better. They think if they're not drenched in sweat, panting, and exhausted at the end of a workout, it doesn't count. And you know what? That belief keeps so many people stuck, burned out, frustrated, and wondering why their belly fat just won't budge. Now, here's the shift you need to make. Your body isn't designed to burn fat when it's in a constant state of stress. And let's be honest, those high-intensity, all-out workouts that everyone tells you to do, they're stressful. They spike cortisol, and when cortisol stays elevated, your body actually clings to fat, especially belly fat. This is why so many people go all in at the gym only to step on the scale week after week and see no change. Walking is different. Walking is like giving your body a gentle invitation to burn fat. It doesn't send your cortisol through the roof. Instead, it tells your nervous system you're safe, you can relax, you can let go. And when your body is in that state, it's so much easier to tap into fat stores. Think of it this way, walking keeps you in what's called your fat burning zone. It's low intensity, so you're not burning through glucose like you would in a sprint or a heavy workout. Instead, you're using fat as your main source of fuel. That's the quiet little trick of walking. It teaches your body to get comfortable burning fat instead of always relying on sugar. Let me share a story with you. I had a friend who thought the only way to lose weight was to do these grueling boot camp classes 5 times a week. She pushed herself so hard, burpees, sprints, endless squats. And yet, no matter how hard she worked, she couldn't lose the extra weight around her midsection. Finally, she gave up the crazy workouts and just started walking every morning 45 minutes at a time. 3 months later, not only was the belly fat melting off, but she also had more energy, better sleep. And this is my favorite part. She felt happier in her body. That's the magic of walking. And it's not just about fat burning. Walking helps balance insulin. We know insulin is the hormone that locks fat in storage. When it's high, fat burning shuts down. But when you go on a walk, especially after a meal, you keep insulin more stable. That means your body is not only burning fat during the walk, but also learning to stay in a fat burning mode throughout the day. Here's another mistake people make. They think they need to earn their food with exercise or punish themselves after eating. That mindset is toxic and it's exhausting. Walking changes the relationship. Instead of thinking, I have to work off that meal, you can simply think, I'll go for a walk, help my blood sugar stay stable, and keep my body in fat burning mode. Do you see how much kinder and more sustainable that is? And let's talk about stress. Life today is stressful enough. We don't need to add more stress with punishing workouts. Walking lowers cortisol. It signals safety. It moves you from fight or flight into rest and digest. And here's the hidden benefit. When cortisol is lower, your body finally feels free to let go of stored fat. That's why so many people notice their belly shrinking when they start walking daily. It's not magic, it's biology. Think about this. Our ancestors walked all the time. They weren't doing height classes or logging hours on a treadmill at max incline. They simply walked for food, for water, to move from place to place. And their bodies were lean, strong, and metabolically flexible. Walking is literally coded into our DNA as the most natural, effective way to burn fat and stay healthy. So the shift I want you to make is this: stop believing that harder is better. Stop thinking you need to beat your body into submission to see results. Fat loss isn't about punishment. It's about alignment. And walking aligns your biology in a way that's gentle, sustainable, and shockingly effective. Now, picture this. Instead of dragging yourself through exhausting workouts that you secretly dread, you step outside or even walk around your living room. And within minutes, your body slips into fat burning mode. You're calmer. Your blood sugar is steady. Your belly fat starts to shrink. You didn't need fancy equipment. You didn't need to punish yourself. You just walked. That's the hidden trick. Walking works for fat loss not because it's flashy, but because it's simple. And when you give your body what it truly needs, fat loss becomes easier than you ever imagined. When we talk about fat loss, most people immediately think of workouts that leave them sore and sweaty. But what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for fat loss isn't intensity, it's consistency? And the science behind why walking works is absolutely fascinating. Let's start with your metabolism. At its core, your metabolism is just the way your body produces and uses energy. And inside almost every cell of your body are these tiny power plants called mitochondria. I like to call them your little engines. Their job is to take the fuel you eat, carbs, fats, proteins, and convert it into usable energy so you can move, think, and live. The stronger and more efficient these little engines are, the more easily your body can burn fat. Now, here's where walking comes in. When you do high intensity exercise, your body primarily taps into quick, easily available fuel, glucose. That's like throwing paper into a fire. It burns fast and hot, but it doesn't last. Walking, on the other hand, taps into fat. It's slow, steady, and sustainable. It's like tossing a log onto that fire. It burns longer and it keeps the energy going without creating chaos. Walking engages what's called your aerobic system. That simply means it uses oxygen to make energy. And when your body is in this oxygen-fueled mode, your mitochondria thrive. They multiply. They become more efficient. They learn how to burn fat for fuel instead of always relying on sugar. This is why consistent walking literally retrains your metabolism. You're teaching your body to become a fat-burning machine step by step. Let me put this into a real-life example. I had a colleague who used to joke that he was sugar burner. He'd crash mid-morning, grab a muffin, then crash mid-afternoon and reach for coffee. He lived on quick fuel. When he started walking every day, nothing extreme, just 30 minutes in the morning, his energy started to stabilize. He didn't crave as much sugar as afternoon crashes disappeared, and his waistline started to shrink. Why? Because his mitochondria were waking up. They were learning to pull energy from fat stores instead of depending on sugar every few hours. Here's another thing about walking. It doesn't overwhelm your mitochondria. Intense exercise can sometimes damage these little engines because the demand is so high, but walking builds them up gently, consistently. It's like the difference between flooring the gas pedal every time you drive versus taking the car for regular smooth rides. One burns out the engine, the other keeps it running for years. And this is why consistency matters so much more than intensity. If you do one brutal workout, you might burn a lot of calories in that moment, but you could also stress your body and make it harder to recover. But if you walk every day, even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes, you're giving your mitochondria daily training sessions. You're building endurance at the cellular level. And over time, that adds up to incredible fat loss. I want you to think of walking as a signal to your body. Every step is telling your metabolism, stay calm, burn fat, build energy. It's not about forcing your body into submission. It's about guiding it into balance. And balance is where fat loss actually happens. Now let's imagine your mitochondria as little workers inside your cells. When you're sedentary, they're sluggish. They sit around under-used and your body stores more fat. But when you walk, it's like giving them a wake-up call. Suddenly they get busy. They start producing more energy, breaking down fat and making your whole system more efficient. And here's the really cool part. Your body can actually make more mitochondria in response to consistent walking. That means more fat-burning engines running all day, every day. This is why so many people who start walking notice their energy rise even before the scale starts moving. It's their mitochondria waking up. Their metabolism is becoming flexible. And once you reach that point, fat loss becomes much easier because your body knows how to burn fat instead of clinging to it. So here's the truth. You don't need to crush yourself in the gym to see results. You don't need fancy equipment or complicated programs. What you need is consistency. A walk every morning, a stroll after dinner, movement sprinkled throughout your day. Those steps are doing more for your fat burning potential than most people realize. The takeaway is simple. Your mitochondria are your hidden fat loss partners. Treat them well, train them gently, and they'll reward you with more energy, better health, and yes, steady fat loss. Walking is the key to making that happen. Not once in a while, not only when you feel like it, but consistently every single day. So the next time you lace up your shoes, don't underestimate what you're doing. You're not just walking, you're literally reprogramming your metabolism. You're teaching your body to prefer fat as fuel. And step by step, day by day, those little engines inside you are getting stronger, more efficient, and more capable of carrying you toward the body and health you want. That's the real science of why walking works, and why it's the hidden trick your metabolism has been waiting for. Let's talk about something most people never connect to fat loss: hormones. You can be eating well, you can be exercising like crazy. But if your hormones are out of balance, your body is going to fight you every step of the way. And here's the surprising part. Walking is one of the easiest ways to bring those hormones back into balance, so your body actually feels safe enough to let go of fat. Now let's start with cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It's designed to keep you alert, give you quick energy, and protect you when you're in danger. But here's the problem in our modern world. Cortisol is almost always elevated. Work deadlines, traffic, family stress, even just scrolling through the news. It all keeps cortisol high. And when cortisol stays high, your body stores fat, especially around your belly. That's why I often say stress is like fertilizer for belly fat. So how do we bring cortisol down? That's where walking comes in. Walking is gentle movement. It doesn't spike cortisol like intense exercise can. Instead, it lowers it. It signals to your nervous system, hey, you're safe. You can relax. And when your body feels safe, it finally allows fat burning to happen. This is why after a stressful day, a walk does more than just clear your mind. It literally tells your body, You can let go now. I'll give you an example. One of my patients was a busy mom juggling work, kids, and a million responsibilities. By the end of the day, she was so stressed that even though she was eating healthy and exercising, the scale wouldn't budge. I asked her to do one simple thing: go for a 20-minute walk after dinner every night. Within weeks, her sleep improved, her mood calmed, and the stubborn belly fat she'd been holding onto for years finally started to shift. Why? Because her cortisol came down. Walking told her body it was safe. Now, let's talk about sleep. Cortisol and sleep are deeply connected. If cortisol is high at night, you're going to struggle to fall asleep, or you'll wake up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling. But when you walk, especially in the evening, it helps lower cortisol, balance your circadian rhythm, and get your body ready for deeper rest. And we all know when you sleep better, fat loss gets easier because your body repairs, your hunger hormones reset, and your metabolism works the way it should. Speaking of hunger hormones, let's bring leptin and ghrelin into the conversation. Ghrelin is your hunger hormone. It tells you when it's time to eat. Leptin is your satiety hormone. It tells you when you're full. When these two are balanced, you eat when you're hungry, stop when you're satisfied, and your body naturally maintains a healthy weight. But when they're out of balance, often because of stress, lack of sleep, or erratic blood sugar, you feel like you're hungry all the time and you never quite feel satisfied. Here's where walking is such a game changer. By lowering stress and stabilizing blood sugar, walking helps bring leptin and ghrelin back into alignment. That means fewer cravings, less emotional eating, and a more natural rhythm with food. Instead of fighting your hunger, your body actually works with you. I remember a woman telling me she used to reach for cookies every afternoon around 3 p.m. She thought she just had no willpower. But when she started taking a short 15-minute walk during her break instead, something amazing happened. Not only did the cravings disappear, but she noticed she could eat a normal dinner without overeating. That wasn't willpower. That was her hunger hormones finally coming back into balance. And here's one more benefit I don't want you to miss. Walking improves insulin sensitivity. When insulin is stable, leptin and ghrelin can function properly. That's why even just a 10-minute walk after a meal can make such a difference. It's not just about burning a few calories. It's about resetting the hormonal signals that drive hunger and fat storage. So let's pull it all together. Walking lowers cortisol, which reduces belly fat and improves sleep. Walking balances leptin and ghrelin, which keeps hunger in check and reduces cravings. Walking steadies insulin, which allows your body to burn fat more efficiently. It's not just movement, it's a hormonal reset button. And this is the part I really want you to hear. Fat loss is not about punishing your body. It's about creating safety. When your body feels safe, when cortisol is down, when sleep is deep, when hunger hormones are balanced, it naturally lets go of fat. Walking is the simplest, most sustainable way to create that safety. So the next time you've had a stressful day, instead of collapsing on the couch or pushing yourself into an intense workout, try this. Lace up your shoes and take a walk. Step outside. Breathe. Let your body know it's safe. Because when your body feels safe, everything changes. Your stress melts away. Your sleep improves. Your cravings calm down. And fat loss becomes a natural byproduct of a balanced, happy system. That's the hidden hormonal magic of walking. It's not just about steps. It's about sending powerful messages to your body that unlock the fat burning state you've been chasing. Here's the thing I often tell my patients: don't complicate it. Walking works best for fat loss when it fits naturally into your life. You don't need a new routine that feels like another job. You just need to slide walking into the rhythm of your day at the right times so your body gets the maximum benefit without you ever feeling like it's a burden. Let's start with the morning. One of my favorite fat loss strategies is the fasted morning walk. Why does it work so well? Because when you wake up, your body is already in a natural fasted state. Your glycogen stores, the quick energy your body normally grabs, are lower. So when you go for a gentle walk before breakfast, you're encouraging your body to dip into fat stores for fuel. Think of it as giving your metabolism a gentle nudge to say, hey, let's burn fat today. I'll share a story. A man I worked with had struggled with weight for years. He didn't want to do crazy workouts, but he agreed to start with one change: a 30-minute walk before breakfast every morning. Within weeks, not only did he notice his pants fitting looser, but his energy during the day was so much more stable. He used to start his mornings groggy and sluggish, but after those fasted walks, he told me, it feels like my brain turns on the moment I step outside. That's the magic of a simple morning habit. Now let's talk about post-meal walks. This one is such an underutilized fat loss tool. Every time you eat, your blood sugar rises. That's normal. But if it spikes too high and stays there, insulin comes rushing in to store that excess energy, often as fat. A short walk after a meal acts like a sponge for that blood sugar. Your muscles soak it up, keeping insulin lower and fat burning turned on. And here's the best part: it doesn't have to be long. 10 minutes after lunch or dinner can do wonders. I had a woman once tell me that she and her husband started a new ritual. Every night after dinner, instead of sitting on the couch right away, They'd walk around their neighborhood. She said it became their time to connect, to talk about their day and the side effect. Her digestion improved, her sleep deepened. And yes, the stubborn weight she had been holding on to finally began to move. That's what I love about post-meal walks. They're simple, practical, and they work with your body's natural rhythm. Now let's not forget about evening walks. This isn't just about fat loss. It's about recovery, relaxation, and setting your body up for better sleep. When you walk in the evening, especially in softer light, your nervous system downshifts, cortisol lowers, melatonin rises, and your body prepares for rest. Remember what I said earlier, when sleep improves, fat loss gets easier. So even if an evening walk doesn't feel like exercise, it's one of the smartest things you can do to create the environment your body needs to release fat. One of my favorite stories is about a couple who started taking a slow stroll every night after putting their kids to bed. They weren't thinking about fat loss, they just wanted some quiet time together. But over the months, they both noticed their clothes fitting better, their sleep getting deeper, and their stress melting away. They weren't working out. They were simply walking. That's the kind of lifestyle change that lasts. Here's what I want you to see. Fat loss through walking isn't about carving out big chunks of time or stressing over the perfect plan. It's about weaving movement into the spaces of your day that already exist. Walk before breakfast to tap into fat stores. Walk after meals to stabilize blood sugar. Walk in the evening to calm your nervous system and prepare your body for sleep. And you don't have to do all three right away. Start with one. Maybe you commit to morning walks during the week, or maybe you and your family make post-dinner walks a new tradition. Once you feel how good it is, you'll naturally want to add more. Walking for fat loss is about simplicity. It's about working with your biology instead of against it. And the truth is, the people who succeed with fat loss aren't the ones who do the hardest workouts. They're the ones who find little habits they can stick with for life. So here's my encouragement to you. Don't complicate it. Slide walking into what you're already doing. Use it as a tool to balance blood sugar, calm stress, and tap into fat burning. And most of all, make it something you enjoy. Because when walking becomes part of your life, not just part of a weight loss plan, that's when it really transforms your body and your health. Picture yourself a month from now. You've been walking every day, maybe in the morning, maybe after meals, maybe in the evening before bed. Nothing extreme, nothing punishing, just intentional steps. And here's what you notice. Your body feels lighter. That stubborn belly fat you thought you'd never lose is finally starting to shrink. Your energy is soaring, your sleep is deeper, and your mind feels clearer than it has in years. And the best part, you didn't have to beat yourself up to get here. You didn't punish your body with exhausting workouts. You didn't starve yourself with crash diets. You simply walked, step by step. You built a rhythm that worked with your biology instead of against it. This is what I love about walking. It's not just a tool for fat loss. It's a lifestyle reset. It changes how you move through your day, how you handle stress, how you connect with yourself, and even with the people around you. Walking creates space. It creates safety. It gives your body the signal it needs to let go of fat, balance hormones, and tap into lasting energy. I've seen it over and over again. People come to me feeling defeated. They've tried the intense programs, the latest diets, the endless cardio machines, and they're exhausted. They feel like their body is fighting them. And then I tell them to just start walking. At first they laugh. That's it, just walking. But a few weeks later, the stories start pouring in. Clothes fitting better, sugar cravings disappearing, sleep improving, a sense of calm they didn't know they were missing. And when they step on the scale, the numbers finally start to move. Walking is powerful because it's sustainable. Anyone can do it, anywhere, at any time. You don't need equipment. You don't need a gym. You don't even need to carve out huge chunks of your day. You just need consistency and intention. And that's what makes it the perfect reset. Because fat loss isn't about doing something extreme for a few weeks. It's about creating habits you can live with for a lifetime. I want you to imagine yourself not just a month from now, but 6 months from now. You've kept up your walking routine, and it's no longer something you have to do. It's something you look forward to. It's your reset button. It's your time to clear your head, lower your stress, and connect with your body. And your body is responding. Your belly fat continues to melt away. Your metabolism feels alive again. Your confidence is growing. You're not just losing fat. You're gaining a new way of living. This is why I say walking is not small. It's not something to dismiss or overlook. It's powerful. It's profound. It's the foundation for health and fat loss that actually lasts. We've been conditioned to believe we need to punish ourselves to see results. But what if the real secret is kindness? What if the most effective fat loss strategy isn't doing more, but slowing down, being consistent, and working with your body? That's the gift walking gives you. And here's the ripple effect. When you start walking daily, other healthy habits become easier. You start craving better foods because your blood sugar is more stable. You drink more water because your body is actually thirsty, not confused by stress signals. You go to bed earlier because your evening walk relaxed your nervous system. Walking doesn't just change your body, it changes your choices. It sets you up for success in every other area of your health. So, as we close, I want you to ask yourself, what would my life look like if I just committed to walking every day with intention? Not for punishment, not for steps on a fitness tracker, but as a gift to my body. Because when you give your body that gift, when you create safety, balance hormones, and fuel your mitochondria, you unlock a fat-burning, energy-giving, life-changing power that has been inside you all along. Walking is simple, walking is sustainable, walking works, and it's waiting for you. So lace up your shoes, step outside, or pace around your living room if that's where you are. Start today, start small, start with intention, because every step is moving you closer, not just to fat loss, but to a healthier, stronger, more energized version of you. And one day soon, you'll look back and realize it wasn't the extreme workouts, it wasn't the fad diets, it was the simple act of walking that transformed your body and your life. That's the hidden trick. That's the reset your body has been craving. And it starts with your next step.